PROXXON's family of Micromot tools gives me the power of an entire workshop in a space that stores as small as a shelf, and then when I go to use it, it only takes up a bench top. Let me show you some of my favorite tools that are all powered by a 12-volt transformer. Now, there are individual transformers, but I like this power pack because it allows me to fit 3 tools in there at once, and it holds all my accessories. In addition to the on-off switch, it has a variable speed as well. So even if the tool doesn't have a variable speed, I can adjust the speed by adjusting the power in the transformer. All of the tools come in these wonderful cases that I like because they all look exactly the same and they're all labeled with what the tool is. The tools fit beautifully inside the case. In this case, I've got the engraving tool, and everything I need is right there. Now, when I use a tool like the engraver, it's got a beautiful format. It fits my hand just perfectly. It's not bulky, it's very ergonomic. This one has variable speed, so you can hear it from slow up to very fast. And they're very precise. It's easy to change your bits. Here I'm using a collet. And these collets are very special because they have 3 slits instead of 4. 3-slit collets are harder to manufacture. They're hardened steel. They're more flexible, so they're going to last longer, and they're really precise when they're holding the shank of your bit. And they come in a variety of sizes. When I go to change a tool, I can put the shank in, and I could go way close to the collet, which minimizes any kind of lateral movement when I'm doing very detailed work. But if I need to, I can go further out. Tightening it is easy. I don't need any special tool. Once I go to tighten, this button depresses, it locks this in place so that I can easily tighten it, and now I'm good to go. Now, sometimes I want to hold a tool, and I want to get in and do some fine detailed work. In other cases, I want something to hold the tool for me. So here I've set up this handheld rotary tool to become a drill press. I can insert it in here, tighten it down, and now I've turned it into what would be a little drill press. And of course, I can raise and lower the height. I can even tilt the angle here. I've got another rotary tool here that has a slightly different format. It's still variable speed, but it's going to give me a better grip here. And I can use it in my hand, of course, but I can also turn it into a router. So this router accessory has some really cool features. First, the tool would go in here and clamp down, and it becomes a plunge router, right? So I can press it down and put it anywhere on the work and then press down and start to work. If I'm trying to do parallel lines to the edge of a wood surface, I've got a guide here that I can slide and adjust that'll guide me right along the wood surface. And I can even route perfect circles. There's a tiny pinpoint at the end here that I can depress down in the wood, and it'll give me a perfect circle. And there's a variety of bits that will fit the router attachment. So now I have a full router in this small format. The jigsaw is one of my favorite tools. Again, it's a variable speed, and so I've got a dial back here to adjust it. Now, most times you're used to using a jigsaw like this, but there's times when I don't want to use it as a jigsaw. I want the jigsaw stationary, and I want to move my work. So this is really cool. Here, I can take and put an adapter onto the jigsaw. It fits perfectly. Go over here to my table vise and attach it. And now my jigsaw has almost become a scroll saw. Of course, with this ball bearing down here, I can change the angle, I can rotate it. Now the power switch is back here, and I don't like reaching around my work in order to turn the jigsaw on and off. No problem, there's a foot pedal, and I can attach the foot pedal to any of the transformer-based tools. So the tool would just plug into the foot pedal then goes into the transformer, and there I can turn it on and off with my foot. So when I'm using this as a jigsaw, I just press my foot up and down, almost like a sewing machine, and off I go. Now again, sometimes I don't want the tools to move. I want the tools stationary, and I want to move my work. This universal tool holder allows me to do that. I've put in the rotary tool, and I've adhered it into this vise clamp. Again, a ball bearing here lets me adjust the angle. And I attached a flexible shaft. So with the flexible shaft, now I can move around and move to my work holding a very small format tool. And again, rotary control the speed. And then lastly, I have a hot wire cutter. This is perfect for foam, and I'll use this if I'm doing architectural models or building scenes or any pieces for cosplay. Plugs into the transformer. Again, I've got a dial so that I can control the temperature. It cuts foam just like butter. So all of the PROXXON MICROMOT tools fit on my tabletop, and I can do everything from grinding and drilling, milling, removing rust, you name it, to routing, to jigsaws, to fine detailed work, to dealing with foam, all powered by PROXXON, the MICROMOT family of tools, high precision in a small format.